Hey, good morning, everybody. Morning, Larry. Morning, David. Morning, Michael. Donald Arturo. If you want to chat with me like all these fine folks, all you got to do, hit the subscribe button right over here in the corner where the monster can is. That little green thing right down in here. If you click that, you can be a subscriber, and that's the only requirement to chat while I'm live on the live stream. Now, if you're tuning in after I'm no longer live, you have to leave a comment down below or come hang out in Discord. I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you want to come join Discord, link is in the description. It's like $5. You get an indicator, you get a watch list every week, you get all sorts of value. That's what I try to do, kill you with value. Anyway, Alan, good morning. Craig, good morning. Glad to see everybody. Everybody have a good, safe, happy Labor Day? Yes? No? Maybe so? Morning, Maurizio. I know it wasn't Labor Day all around the world, but for the U.S., us here in the U.S., pretty good Labor Day. Rungamer, welcome back. Welcome back. We've been talking about you. Kimberly, morning. My lovely bride. Ira, glad to see you. All right. Anybody do anything crazy for Labor Day? Anybody? Anybody? We had a cookout for the Scouts last night. Family cookout is fairly nice. Michael, good morning. All right. So markets are moving. Things are happening this week. Kind of benign on the economic news front. And I mean, it is what it is. We're wrapping up earnings season for the quarter. We're, it's quarterly earnings season, We're kind of wrapping that up. We're in kind of a lull economic news wise. So what does that cause the market to do? Are we going to drift higher? I mean, history says in absence of all other catalysts, the market just kind of grinds higher. Now, there's plenty of other stuff out there that can affect the markets, as we all know. Lots of other news, lots of other just crap going on in the world right now. And I'll update you the best stuff I know that might move stuff. So, yeah, that's what I heard. Heard the rumor was from your little one last night at Scouts there, Rungamer. Anyway, all right. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation, intended to be informational, educational, and fun, is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instrument or otherwise. And if you desire personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. That's not what I do. I am one to many. I just kind of share what I'm doing. Maybe a little bit of education, maybe a little bit of information. I'm mostly out there to have fun. I mean, that's what I do every day. I go at life trying to have fun. Hopefully, you're along for the ride with me. And let's refresh this one. Grab the new week. And here we go. Bank holiday yesterday, of course. Labor Day. Oh, thanks for trying to update the streaming while I'm using it. That's cool. So today, nothing really. Nothing. We got some factory orders, kind of yellow rated, which is meh. IBD, TIP, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Mouthful marbles. Tentative. We don't even have a schedule for that coming out, so some comes out later. Tomorrow, got ISM Services PMI. Could be a market mover. Not usually much of one. That's after the market opens. Then rolling on down. I mean, I skipped a few. 1, 2, skip a few, right? Unemployment, of course. We get that every week. And they've been baking the numbers. One of the things I saw, 30 MA is later. 30 minutes of awesome later today. 5 p.m. as always on Tuesdays. If everybody doesn't show up, I might discontinue that. Like, I need more people to show up. People have been watching the replay instead of showing up live. If I don't get the live people, I don't get the requests, and then I might have to quit doing it. Anyway, unemployment claims, they've been baking the numbers. The numbers last week that came out, we actually lost 1.2 million jobs from native-born Americans. That's not necessarily white people. We're just talking native-born Americans, people born in this country. We gained about 600,000, and I think 675,000 part-time, non-U.S. born jobs. And let me turn off the sound for some reason that cutting through the headphones, and that's interesting. We have we've actually lost jobs since the pre-COVID levels for U.S. born people. We've filled them all the gains that the Biden administration talks about is all foreign workers. No wonder they don't want to secure the border. I mean, that's all their job gains. So I don't know. I'm just reading the numbers and stupid stuff. Anyway, then on Friday, nothing. So I mean, FOMC members speaking and whatever, but not a whole lot of stuff this week. Like economic news wise, it's like a benign week, like I was saying. Now next week, again on Monday, nothing. Tuesday, not really anything. Wednesday we get CPI, and then Thursday we get PPI. So those have typically been market movers this year. So we do get those market moving events next Wednesday and Thursday. And those are both hitting before the market opens on Wednesday and before the market opens on Thursday. And then we kind of wrap it up with Empire State and consumer sentiment. We keep getting that consumer sentiment every couple of weeks here. And then the week after that, we're already getting way down into September here. At the end of September, we wrap up the quarter, wrap up Q3, and then we start earnings season over again. So crazy stuff. We're going to enter blackout period probably starting this week, where S&P 500 companies can't trade, can't do buybacks and stuff like that. So we're going to enter that here with this I guess this one's the OPEX week, third Friday. And yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking for coming up. Hey, Philip. And, yeah, Kimberly says, no, don't cancel 30 minutes. Awesome. We've been doing it for almost 2 years, every week. Haven't missed a week. And then the FOMC coming up right there for Kimberly's birthday. Kimberly has the FOMC fun on your birthday. Anyway, yeah. So it should be an interesting month, wrapping up the quarter here. Then we'll start Q4, and yeah, yay for you. Get some market moving news on your birthday. What do you? Although last one was like, meh, who cares? So we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. Keep coming back. We'll keep you updated. And anyway, let's jump over. Look at the S&P. What's moving today? Well, S&P. What was it? 2 weeks ago? Almost 3 weeks ago now. We were down here. I was like, there's like a 70% odds that we go right up into this box. And we've hung out there 3 daily closes. I mean, am I lucky or am I good? I don't know. Sometimes I get lucky. And now, 2 potential paths. Kind of removed the one for me. If we can break out above here, we may see a little move like this. We may see a retrace. There's always the possibility that we just go blasting off. We may see a retrace. It may be like a 618 of this move up. Right here. Right down in the zone. Could dip back in there and then hold that support and go ripping off. And if we do that, we're probably heading on up to the all-time high sooner or later. All right, so that potential is in there. The potential we just turned down and revisit the roadmap line, that's in there. And there's a smaller potential that we just go blasting off, make a higher high than what we've had back here in July. So there you go. There you go. That's the kind of potential paths forward. So 3 kind of potentials. Just kind of sitting here. Not sure yet. I give a little more credence based on this pathway. I give a little more credence to this path where we would top out a little above the box, retrace, and possibly get it almost as high as this high right here. Get that deeper retrace, freak everybody out one more time, and then go ripping off. That's kind of what I'm seeing as the highest potential path, highest probability potential path. But we may based on this grind here, we could do just a little hold and then pop. I mean, we could come right up to the prior high. You know, the thing, like, I don't usually talk about all the multi-time frame analysis, but look, you go down to a 4 hour, we bounced right off the roadmap line. This is a classic roadmap line pattern that I talk about. We dipped in, came up, back tested it, and now we're launching off. We're back above the 618. That puts this 4650 as like, I think it's 70% likely based on my rough statistics, keeping track of this. And we've already crossed the conservative entry here. Like, the aggressive entry was here when we broke above this initial high. The conservative entry is right now. We could get a little dip, but it's like 70% likely we go visit 4650, right? 4647, just based on daily closes. All right, this pattern works all the time. Same market roadmap pattern I talk about all the time. Same one available for $5 in the description with the masterclass and everything. So, why do I use SPX? Because that's what everything's based on. And this is just a simplified chart right here. I'm keeping it simple. S&P 500 cash index is what everything is based on. All right. The ES is the futures for the cash index. SPY is an ETF for the cash index. This is the cash index right here. This is the underlying. I tend to try to go to the underlyings, and then I've simplified this chart by just looking at daily closes. Instead of all the other price action, just simplified it down. And it's been pretty accurate for what, at least a year now that I've been running on this. So that's why I start out here. And this chart's gotten more complicated. In the beginning, it was just me calling for this right here. When I started this chart, I was like, hey, we're probably gonna, we were like right here. I drew this big arc. I was like, we're probably gonna do this, and we did it faster than I thought we would. And I've just kind of hung with this chart because it keeps it simple. I mean, it's really fascinating how just looking at the daily closes works. So, I started out right back here. We were busting through the roadmap line. I was like, I think we're going to pop up and roll over. And we held that trend line of the highs pretty darn well all the way down into January of this year. And then we broke out. Then we back tested. Then we've launched off, and we've come up to this. We found resistance at this high from March of last year. Now we're trying to break out and go test the all-time high from back here in January of last year. It's crazy. Just January last year, we were at the all-time high. I mean, it seems like decades ago in one sense, but it seems like just yesterday in another sense. So, but when you look at the big picture here, I mean, we've just been churning sideways for a long freaking time. I mean, almost 2 whole years now, just churning sideways here. I mean, look, September right here. We're at the same freaking place. September 2021. 2 whole years just chopping sideways. I mean, we've kind of been paralleling this over here a little bit. So, why the S&P 500? It's kind of representative of the whole market, and it's the cash index. All right. Looking at actual stuff moving, what can we do? What do we see? Here's the S5FI. S&P 500 stocks above the 50-day moving average. We came down. We reversed out of the box. Little bit of consolidation as we get back into the middle. We may pop up to the top. That may be the path. We could revisit the box. I mean, potential paths. We could do this one. Could do that. And then bounce. Or we could just consolidate a little bit and launch off and go up here. Likely, though, we go revisit the upper end of the box. But, I mean, there does still exist a potential that we go do this. Still potential. So that's kind of the 3 paths there. You see them. We either just blast off, we do the retrace, or we just go down. So there you go. There we go. That's just looking at it the same way. This tends to be an oscillator. Stocks above the 50-day moving average. It's not going to get above 100, or it should never get above 100, and it should never get below 0. And there's the market. Market is open. SES. Let's look at overnight action. Well, over the weekend action. This was actually open yesterday. If you didn't know. One thing that's interesting here, this was the high from Friday. We did a dip, we did a pop, and we came up a little shy of doing a full 3-wave type move. We were getting a little pop there pre-market, getting a little retrace there coming in. This is delayed data, delayed by 25 minutes. They keep changing the number too. Be careful out there. We may see a little deeper retrace before we pop, just based on that right there. Got a little gruffy in my voice. Grilling those hamburgers last night. And yeah. That's the ES SP 500 futures. I do check that out for the overnight action because the cash index stops at the close. It only trades when the cash markets are open. The cash markets are 9:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. And in Q, NASDAQ, it would look best if we did one more little dip right down here. That's QQQ for you. NDX, NDX being the NASDAQ 100 index, which closes, cash close, can't trade. Getting a little pop and drop this morning, looks like. Oh, nope. That was Friday's pop and drop. Not getting pricing for this morning yet. Cool. Love it. Russell came up to a 50% retrace of this entire drop. Need to move that over to the lowest low. If we turn down here, we can go down here. If we can pop above, get this above the 618 at 1950, then above the trend line where we poked up and dropped severely, we'll set it up for a move up to 21 to 2200. Otherwise, the target is down here around 1750 for the next move down. We're back where we consolidated back here in March and April and May for the Russell. Now, if you're in opening bell alerts, there is a gap down with the potential to fill it this morning. I don't know. Looks kind of bearish so far. We may go right back down to the roadmap line in one big move without going to fill that gap. We gapped up and we gapped right back down. Just not feeling it. Now, the beautiful chart of the day, the thing I brought to talk about. Check this baby out. Hopefully you listened to me when I said I was getting long oil right back here. Oh baby, we're already busting through the first target. Next target, 89. And the ultimate, I'm getting off at 94. Because that's highly likely to result in another retrace. So just like we had right back here. Look at this. Sector fund flows right here. This is from August 22, last year, August 23. So this is the last 12 months. Sector fund flows. Look at energy down here. Look at energy down here. Negative 20 compared to the baseline. Technology, positive 40. There is a huge potential that money flows out of tech into energy. I mean, real estate down here, materials down here, financials down here. All these laggards have opportunity for rotation of money to come out of tech and into this stuff. And this energy being such a laggard is why I kind of picked it up. And CTAs, computerized trading algorithms, not commodities trading advisors, CTAs as in algos, are jumping on energy right now, particularly oil. And that's what we're seeing right here. Beautiful potential for this to come right up in this zone. I'm going to draw my target here now. We may get a little reaction at 89. But 94 is where I'm really kind of expecting this to go. That's where we double topped right here. Made the Batman ears and then dropped out. Hadn't been back up there since October and November. Pop right back up there. Beautiful potential right there. All right. Beautiful, beautiful potential. So I like to, energy is the laggard. So you got to be careful. It's not a shotgun approach. You can't just go after anything. You got to be strategic. And my strategic play was UCO. Look at that beautiful potential. I have an alert right there at 36, and then I have one at 40. So that's kind of my next, my target's 36 and 40. You may be like, well, what about USO? As I discussed several times, this had lower potential based on the prices. And we had potential to go from about 73 up to about 80. But UCO had the potential to go from 30 to 40, which is a 30% gain. And you play that with options, you get like, 10 times boost on that sucker. Very nice. Very nice potential. GC, still farting around here. Probably going to retrace, back test that roadmap line again. Maybe able to break out after that, but just keeps consolidating. If we get below the low from back here in June, probably going on down. Bitcoin, way to suck up a 3-day weekend opportunity. It just kind of shows that the enthusiasm for Bitcoin just not there. Talked about it extensively yesterday. If you missed the stream, go watch it. Go watch it. Ethereum probably needs a little dip lower. Talked about that yesterday. I did talk about some opportunities in crypto yesterday, so if crypto is what you're interested in, go check that out. I do offers like crypto power plays and stuff. Now, dollar potentially breaking out. We get a daily close above this orange resistance here, and in fact, it already looks like it's a game on for this. Like we're probably going to do this. There's IWM crossing 188.56, which I think was the. Yeah, that was Friday's gap. Dollar, definitely looking like we're probably going to go up here now. It's still a bigger bearish pattern, but it's going to take us longer to get down to the targets at 90. It's probably going to extend this thing out to mid to late next year. And crypto may suffer a little bit as this happens and then start rallying crazy after we get up there and turn down. Airbnb, potential mover pre-market. I'm still bullish. That's still the pattern. This is almost a conservative entry for at least 163, 173. I'm looking for a move up in this area up here, 250. I'm still long. And that's a beautiful pattern. That's the market roadmap bounce right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Would not surprise me to see 163, possibly 173, make it a retrace back to the breakout before we get that move up there. All right. Best way to play the dollar. That's a Forex question. It really depends. I don't have a specific way to play dollar index. I mean, UUP is a way to play. I type that in real quick. There you go. That one's probably going to pop on up. But if you look at it, it's not really been quite the same as the actual cash index. We may top out right up here around 30. We make the next leg down. This one's not a big mover, so you're not going to make tons of money percent-wise. I tend to go into like these guys, FXE, FXY, FXG, oh, not FXG, FXB. Yeah. So it's FX, Investco runs a whole set of currency ETFs. You can get pretty good, like they move pretty good. So as the dollar gets stronger, pound is probably going to get weaker. Yen probably going to get weaker. Euro probably going to get weaker. So these will all drop. And then when the dollar starts dropping, these are all going to start popping. Look at that, beautiful. Right up the extension and retraced it back out. BRC, Bradley Corporation, nice big pop right up into the highs. Is that an all-time high? No, not an all-time high. Right at the resistance. Look at that. One, two, three, 4 times right there. If we can get a daily close above that, potential to go retest the all-time high. Is that the all-time high? Yeah. All-time high right up here at 160. 160. At 6150. Looks like 6150. So that'll be the breakout resistance right up in there. If we can get above this, we'll probably go up and test this. If we can get above that, I mean, looking pretty good for higher prices. That was a potential roadmap line bounce that takes us right up into that zone. May see a retrace and then a breakout. WFRD, that one just blasting off. No regrets, not even a letter. Probably 102. Request show is at 5 p.m. So if you got requests, come back at 5 p.m. We'll do requests. I'm just looking for stuff moving for the day. And we'll probably wrap this up here in just a few minutes. So Blackstone looks like 111, 116. Next upside targets there based on this pullback. HSDT looking pretty bearish, even though that's a pop. That's medical specialty, biotech type situation. Be careful. Those things can just drop out. GDDDY, GoDaddy. I'm a GoDaddy customer. But that looks like just some gnarly, channelized, drifting lower type crap. Little poke out the top, little poke out the bottom, and just chopping around. Not really being awesome. Z-Lab looks pretty bearish under the roadmap line. And 3 bottoms here. Is that gonna... I don't know. That could make a lower low. NVO. Printing money with a... Printing money. 2-for-1 stock split. Coming up in September, later in the month. They're just printing money with the weight loss drugs. If you're unfamiliar, the Wegovy and the Ozempic and all that, you know, Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, or whatever, Nordisk. These guys and Lilly basically found a way to print money with a, no regrets. Yeah, even the letter. That's off a movie. We Are the Millers. That's pretty funny. Anyway, Lilly right there. Printing money. I think got Wegovy, and then NVO has the other one. And there's some other contenders coming into the market, but those are your 2 lead dogs. And the only thing to watch out for my epic tattoo. The thing to watch out for me is if any side effects start making the news. Like, even if it, I'll try to warn you if I'm seeing it showing up in my news feeds, because I tend to watch the less mainstream news feeds. If we start seeing some side effects, these would be short candidates. Just like the weight loss drug we had in the early 2000s that everybody wanted on it, and then it caused heart problems or whatever it was, and then everybody wanted to not be on it, and FDA banned it eventually. So if these A1C inhibitors and appetite suppression things start causing problems, watch out. But right now they're on a path to print like $10 godzillion a year. I think the market, I think they were estimating 10 billion this year maybe, and then like 50 or to 100 billion in the coming 2 years or some ridiculous craziness. My sister-in-law took it and been working crazy good for her. So, I mean, it does seem to work. In fact, my neighbor, Kimberly calls him my old man best friend. I think he's on Ozempic. Anyway. Oracle looks like it wants to retrace. MNSO. Hitting crazy targets on the upside. Possibly 30 above that. CF. Pop up, retrace, next extension. Actually looks pretty beautiful. 87 and 92. ADTX. Probably going to drop out. Wagovi is the other one. I don't know how to spell that crap. That looks like a crazy SPAC. Pop, MDB. Potentially coming up into resistance. Could get a third leg down or could break out. This is a little bit of a coin flip. We're in resistance there. We didn't make it down to the roadmap line on the daily. Finding resistance at the 618. This could lead to a deeper retrace, but if we can beat it, we can beat that high from Friday. Could break out, go retest that resistance at the prior high right over here. This double top high. CIVI, just making a ridiculous move up. Highest high, lowest low. 80 resistance, which it kind of found. Now it looks like it's probably going to go up to 87. FNGU. If we can break through the 618 level, tips the scale. Going to 250, possibly 278. MANU, Manchester United. The Mighty Reds. Just keep churning sideways. CAMT. That's looks like a bigger pattern there. Let's see. Where is the resistance? Piece de resistance. 6250. Oh, look right where we are. And then the potential is to go like this. And then like that. Baidu. This one shows up on the list like every day and it just chops, just chopping. Nasty, gnarly. LI. Found resistance at the top of the box. The next move. Back down there. It's been doing that for a while. Looks like we may have a little more support right in the 18 area, but probably headed back to this 18 area. That's the end of the list for what was moving $2 or more today. That's kind of my thing. I look at what's moving $2 or more in the pre-market, and there you go. So, bias for the day. That's what everyone wants to know. Looks like we're going to get a little retrace. At least a little bit. This was a nice, swift, fast move up. We may get a 382 retrace, which that was the higher low. 382 puts us right in. Oh, gotta click the other button. So right there. Right in that zone, looking for support to hold. If we don't, it's kind of mucks it up a little bit. We actually need it to hold above that 382. We actually need it to hold 44.90. Otherwise, we start mucking up the pattern. A little better on ES. We need it to hold above 44.60 area right here. We get below that, we got problems. Problems. We don't want to overlap this high right here. We overlap that high, it mucks up the bullish pattern. This is a bullish pattern setup right now. We need it to hold above that high right there we made on August 24th to maintain a bullish pattern. Otherwise, probably doing this. That's your kind of line in the sand right now. That getting below that 44.60 on the cash index indicates that we're doing the bearish thing instead of the bullish thing. So there you go. I set an alert right there. All right. I'll be in Discord and update you along the way. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back 5 p.m. for 30 minutes of awesome. Hope to see you there. Remember, I need you to show up. I need your requests so we can keep it going. Attendance been a little thin the last few weeks. So bye for now. Have a great day, everybody.